I was like, what do you mean my hair's not afro? And it wasn't annoyance or upset that she thought I was black. Like, look, if I was, more power to it. It was the annoyance that she didn't bother, or nobody along the line bothered to educate her or diversify her or expose her to cultural difference and relativity. She automatically thought that I fit into a box of either black or white. And it goes back to what I said. It's this concept of a salt and pepper world. And there's so much more spice in between.
A few weeks back, someone assumed, because I was standing in the business travel business class queue, that I was in the wrong queue. She just assumed, because I was traveling for business. Of course, I wasn't paying for it myself. It was on business and a long haul trip. But she assumed the lady from the airline asked me to move queues. But I took the opportunity to educate with love and really explain, say, look, I appreciate it might not appear like I should be in this queue. I'm actually traveling on business, and this is all funded by the activities that I do. So by you assuming that I'm in the wrong queue, it might imply that you're saying that black people shouldn't be here. She apologized. She was surprised and shocked that what she had just done implied that it exposed their subconscious thinking, but that was never the intent.
How do you take advantage of somebody's naivety and maybe change their mind? Like, I remember, certainly again, shopping seems to be where it happens to us. People would say, particularly to me or to Maria, they're lucky kids, because the assumption is they're both from Africa, and their assumption is that they were both in poverty, and it's the Live Aid type of stuff that people automatically assume when you talk about Ethiopia, which is a significantly different and diverse and complex and beautiful country, but that's how they come through. And how do you kind of say, well, actually, no, there's a whole lot of people who are lucky in this situation. We're absolutely gifted in terms of parents. And how do you actually take that opportunity and change that conversation?
I remember in school people being like, your lips are so big, and different things about my skin and blah blah blah, and it meant that I did grow to hate my own skin color. I grew to hate my own dislike my own race, and didn't really want to know anything about it. Wanted to try and distance myself as much from it so I could try and fit in, because I had so much stuff going on at home that school was the only place that I felt wasn't turbulent. So I wanted to try and fit in as much there. And in the last few years, I'd taken a step back, and I didn't realize I was doing that. Obviously, at the time, these were things I was just subconsciously doing. In the last few years, I've taken a step back, and it's not just white people that have to unlearn everything they knew about race. Black people do as well. I find, I've been going on a journey in the last few years, and I still don't know everything. I'm still learning.
I thought they were annoying in isolation, but it's the cumulative effect of where are you really from. Just not being believed that you could actually be Irish. The where are you from, where are you really from is something I got pissed off with so much that I turn around to people now and I just say, what you really want to know is, why am I brown, right? And that usually shuts them up. I have a kind of a strange relationship with being Irish, because I love being Irish. I love Ireland, but I also, from a small minority, don't feel like, even though I'm born here, raised here, family here, from here, still don't feel like I'm considered 100% Irish, or as Irish as somebody who, in the exact same predicament as me with white skin, would be considered Irish.